Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. This last weekend was the 2018 Latin American Championships. It is also like the first big tournament since set 5 dropped, and as someone who's going to Nats, it's really important to look over the decks and stuff, so I wanted to do that today. A lot of people before this were worried about Shenron and stuff, but the top deck. Oh, was it the top deck? Yeah, Shenron was top. But if you look at the places 2 through 5, you'll realize that there are a lot of androids too. And so let's go into it. So there are 4 android leaders, 2 Dragon Balls, a Hercule, and a Hirudegarn, which is kind of fitting, right? Like it's almost as if like of all these, it's really is like the best decks that have happened this year, or at least the best engines that have been in the this year. Android 17, that's a set 2 engine. Dragon Ball, set 5 engine. Hercule, a kind of a World Martial Arts Tournament engine, and in this case also set 5 because it ran Gogeta, and Hirudegarn, which is a set 4 engine. So and if you look at the Shenrons, they're both Shenron veggies, and that's set 3. So it's really cool, the diversity of old cards and new cards, and I think that's really what they're trying to do with the Shenron leader and set 5 in general. So let's go into the first place deck profile. So if you look at it, bam. So the idea for this deck is to essentially get out a big threat either through I guess is impeccable Super Saiyan Kaba, because Kaba is really good in the sense it doesn't get, or you can't activate counters to its attack, so that's really powerful. And then also if you give it like double strike through Fearless Pan, and then you give it triple strike, that's already, I think Pan gives it a 5k boost. I can't remember, but I think it's already a 30k double strike triple attack that can't be countered, and so that does a lot of damage. In general, just like the veggies do a really good job at swarming the field too. And I think that does a lot of help. There's also, it has a lot of Child's Wish, and so there are so many targets in this deck. You can get the Super Saiyan 3, you can get Sister Attack Kale, you can get the 2-drop Kaba, you can get the Spirited Surge Super Saiyan Trunks if you need to help awaken faster, and just a lot of cycle and stuff like that. So just a very solid deck. We have Kale here for some removal, and also just 25 crit. And to be honest, like if you're at 3 life and that they can't combo over your like a 25 crit thing, then you can just attack them for game, because you can just attack them 3 times and they can't combo over it, and they're not getting cards for getting hit. So that's always powerful. And then there's Kefla. Let me make sure I know what Kefla does, right? I'm pretty sure I know, but let me make sure I'm not misleading everyone. Filter cards. There we go. Alright. When this card is playing using Union Patar, our attacks draw 1 card and gets plus 5 power for duration of the turn. So that's super duper powerful. So it has dual attack, so you're like, oh, I can only attack with it twice. But if you use triple attack, then you're able to attack 2 more times. So that's an extra 2 more cards, an extra 10k power, and so that's really powerful. And it can be kind of nuts with that. And then you can Union Patar it for 3. Which actually isn't super hard to do, I don't think, either, because you can have, let's see, you have the Dauntless Kale, which you can come out for free, and then if you do, if you already had Khalifa on the field, you can do that. You can even Child's Wish the Kale out, so just a lot of synergy there. And also there's this Kale, but you'd probably do it with this one. Yeah, so 4 Child's Wish, just for the recursion of being able to get Kaba again, and Kaba being a lot of power. And just a lot of stuff that we haven't seen before. Just graveyard revival isn't something we're used to, so that's something. Also, no negates in this whole deck. They have realized that they are the aggro deck, and they just want to go in. There are some negates in the side, but nothing in the main. So very, very cool deck. All right. Let's go back to, so let's look at all the Android decks all at the same time. All right, and visual view, and visual view. So if you look at all these decks, so one thing is to really realize is that there are not a lot of direct Android support came out in this, but there are two just kind of big, you know, cards that came out that helped Green in general, that really helped the Android. So Deadly Defender Android 18 is definitely one of like the best cards printed in the set for him, just because one is the Deadly Defender that you can get on 2, which is crazy. Just really stops any aggressive plays they have, and then also it can't be dead in your hand because you can use it for the Growing Evil Lightform Cell. That's really good, and even if you're not awakened, you can play this, and then you can play Krillin for free because you have to be awakened to play Krillin. So that's really good. And then the other card they got was Shocking Death Ball, super good. Androids have always suffered with a bit of energy issues, and so having a free negate is really powerful. Not only is it just a free negate, but it's able to blow up something on their opponent's field, so that's really powerful. And yeah, just look how like grindy this deck is. Being able to put just big old blockers out on turn 2 or turn 3, like, you know, Limitless Energy Android 17 able to pop something on turn 3 while also being a blocker barrier is crazy. There's also some Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan, which is really good. I think it counters Child's Wish because they have to discard 2 cards anytime they play anything through that. So that's powerful as well. And just very, very good in general. So if we look at the other builds, some specialties that this one has is that they're using the newfound powers in Gohan, so there's a little bit of self-awakening, so you don't get stalled out at 6. And then also they're running more Android 18 Shocking Death Balls. There also is the blue package of 4 Sensu Beans and 3 Wishes Coercions, which is really interesting to me. I'm surprised about that. Only one Limitless Android 17. And also 2 Chilling Terrors, so they're really expecting people to have the like a draw 2 leader, or in Hercule's case, a draw 3. So, and I think this really makes sense. I think one of the big counters to androids are leaders that are draw 2 leaders, just because they can refill their hand pretty easily when you try to, you know, when you discard theirs. So that's powerful. Let's see, in this one, they added Jocko for some reason, probably just try to help out combo. It's just a really good value card. And, yeah, if they try to combo over you, if they try to dump their hand while, on the turn before you are about to sell chain, this is really good. So I think that's probably why. But I think it's suspicious. Also, 3 speed surprise attacks and 4 Shocking Death Balls, I think is probably a bit too control heavy. I would imagine they had, since you have so many blockers and so many, like you have Deadly Defender and Energy Guard and Limitless Energy. I don't think you need so many to negate. This seems a little bit too turtley to do stuff sometimes, but yeah, it still looks really solid. And the last one, they have 3 Infernal Emperor Frieza, which he's really cool. It's just like Bardock without swap, so you play it and you take an energy, which is really good. And they main board 3 full power energy. Once again, I think this is a too many negates just because you have so many blockers in your deck. They're not even running Deadly Defender. Hold on. Okay. Well, that's okay. And they're only running 2 Destined. So they are giving up their blockers for more negates. And they also have a Scientist Fu. Yeah. And so as you can see, all of them are running, you know, 4 cell of each cell. How many? Let's see. 4. So this is running 8, 18, and 8, 17, right? Yep. This is running 1, 2. This is running 6, 6 and 7. All right. This one is running 5, 6, 7, 7 and 7. Okay. And this one's running. Oh man, he's running a lot. Second place ran a lot of Android 17. So you're running 10 Android 17 and 6, 7. No, wait. Yeah, 10 Android 17 and then 6, 7, 9 Android 18. So a lot of them. And you can see there's only 1 Shocking Death, but 1 negate in the deck. I think that's really cool. And they're also only running 3 Perfect Force Cell, which is really interesting. But I think it makes sense in the fact of you don't really. So as long as you get the 3 drop, that's fine. If not, you're just grinding out the game with androids, and I think that's good. Which one? Which one does the three needs the? I have the cards right here. Okay, yeah. So the 3-drop needs 17, and then the 4-drop needs 18. So that, I think that's kind of why that is. And can the 3-drop get any? Yeah. Okay. And you can go straight from the 3-drop into the 5-drop. This one here, the Vile Replication. So I could see that being powerful too. So those are the Android stacks. I think. So part of the reason I think they did so well is just because they're such an already like fleshed out archetype, and so just adding a couple of the new really powerful cards to it wasn't super difficult to do, and I think it made a lot of sense to do that, and I think a lot of people got success just because even though, like, let's say the Hercule deck, it's a newer cards, especially with Gogeta and stuff. There's new ways to play this, and so I'd say the deck lists aren't as figured out as much, and so there's still a little bit more experimentation, whereas those Android decks, people have been playing that chain forever, and so you're not only comfortable with the archetype, but you're also comfortable with most of the cards, so there is that. So this is a Hercule Gogeta deck. You're essentially trying to control the board until turn 5 or turn 4 if you objection, and then you just play Gogeta and you get them down to 3. And so that seems really good. I've tried out this deck, to be honest. I felt I was like, oh, this is secret. Like, oh, Hercule's really good at getting the cards you need because there's not a lot of search for the Gogeta cards, and then also. So that means you can find your Gokus and Vegetas easier, and then you also fill your drop because you're always comboing. It could be perfect. It's going to be the secret deck. I haven't found a lot of success with it, but I'm happy that this guy has, and it looks really cool. Just because this Test of Strength Son Goku is a regular one, and so this also the Super Saiyan double shot Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is also. So these two can combo with each other, and then also this at all cost Vegeta and this Determined Striker Super Saiyan Blue Son Goku. Ironically, I feel like Gokus are the ones that are harder to find good cards with to combo into this, but yeah. And then also they're using the Vegeta Super Combo. I don't know why. I don't think you can't Uni Absorb with them into anything. I would probably put the blue ones in just because you need a little bit more blue energy because you have the specific costs here, but that is okay. So anyways, good deck here as well. Next up is oh surprise, Hirudegarn deck. So this card runs exactly 0 new cards. So yeah, that's that's cool. It has a couple of Dark Power Black Mass Saiyan in the side, but that is literally the newest card in this deck. I'm not surprised about this, and to be honest, I'm not trying to make fun of this guy for running what is generally considered to be, the meta-defining deck beforehand, and there's a lot of merit being like, does the new stuff actually beat the old stuff? And it looks like, for the most part, he had a really good success at beating the new stuff with this, since he got, I think this is 7th place deck, so kudos to him. Hopefully. No one likes watching swap. Everyone thinks the deck is dumb and he takes super long turns, but it also wins you top 8 placement, so you can't fault it for that. Yeah, nothing too out of the ordinary, I'd say, though. Just the standard Bardock and Goten and yellow and blue stuff to go on with that. So lastly, it's 8th place Dragon Ball deck. So some changes I'm seeing from here. They're running the Unbreakable Super Saiyan Son Goku. They're running Trunks. They're also running the 2-drop Khalifa, which the other one wasn't. I think I don't like having this one in this deck just because you actually want to keep as much energy or life as you can. Sure, it is a 20k though, but you do run into trouble with life, especially since you have to search your life, and sometimes Dragon Balls are in there and stuff like that. So I don't know how I feel about this in the deck, but it is also you can get for free, so that's nice. Let me make sure I know what this Black Mass Saiyan does real quick. But other than that, looks like they're running Deadly Defenders, which I'm not sure. This kind of looks like more of a mid-range deck. They didn't want to go full aggressive because they're also running Power Burst, and yeah, it looks like they just kind of want to more of a mid-range, like, oh, let me get to turn 3 or 4, whereas the first place deck looked like it was more like, let me make sure that they don't get to turn 3 or 4. So, because it's just how aggressive this one's supposed to be, and it is running the combo, which I'm surprised that this deck is not, just because not being able to counter in this meta right now, especially since there are like Dimension Magic, which is really good, and other free counters, not being able to activate that is strong. So, and let me look at this. Let's see. Black Ast Saiyan. Filter cards. So it's this one. During your turn, if your leader card is black and there are a total of 15 more Saiyan cards, you drop areas when this card attack is negated, or when it fails to deal damage to your opponent with the leader card, choose one card your opponent's life in an orb. Okay. How many? Oh, I picked the wrong one. And so it's either player's thing. I'm not sure if it's main board worthy, but let's see. You have 1, 4, 10, 18, 21, 12, so 33, 35 Saiyans. Okay, so it's not like, it's like if half your deck is in the drop area, which means it's probably also really good against the Mill Janemba, which didn't place, but I have no doubt people ran. But I think this is a really cool card. I'm not sure if it's main deck worthy. I think the other one, the first place deck, yeah, they put them in the side, and I think that's important, just because there are a lot of ways to put all these Saiyans in there, and so it's a really good late game option. It does not get around blocker, but if you give it triple attack, is it once per turn? Oh, I just had it. There you go. Critical during your turn. Yeah, so it's not once per turn. So if you give this thing triple attack, like you can do 3 damage that your opponent can't do anything to as if they don't have a blocker. So if they do have a blocker, you can still give it triple attack, and you still get like a double strike for free, right? So very cool on that. I think that can be really powerful with Shenron. So we'll see if that keeps popping up, and I think that is it. Yeah, there's some more stats on how it breaks down, but yeah, very interesting. We'll see. The other thing is, when I went to DBS decks, Androids quickly shot up to the second most popular leader, which I'm not super surprised with because it got half the spots, and a lot of people are, and still Shenron's really powerful, so that's good. And I'm not sure if it's good, but like I think he's cool. I think he allows for a lot of different decks. I don't think all of them are the best deck, but it just gives a lot of options, which is cool. So yeah, I think that should be it for today. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what deck you are expected to play or having fun or tinker around with, and I will catch you guys next time.